Howdy, gang. It's Michael Kostroff. Today I am featuring my unemployment stubble. This is how you can tell how long it's been since I've had an audition. I had a singing gig a couple of nights ago, so I shaved for that. And otherwise, why bother, is what I figure. I haven't had a need to shave since. So, not a complaint. It's like the rings of a tree. You can tell the age. So a couple of weeks ago, I did a video about making the character your own and what that means and what it doesn't mean, and got some terrific responses. And I wanted to reply to one of those responses. Steve writes, if I am asked to make it my own, should I say I did? If the director or CD says after I've already done the audition, okay, now make it your own, and I feel I already have, what do I do? Steve. We do this to ourselves. We really create anxiety around giving the right answer, or, here's the thing. Yes, let me first address your question. The answer is no. If they say, make it your own, and you feel you already did, the answer should not be, I did. And here's why. We don't want to make them feel bad about their direction. I have switched the framing around for myself, and I think in terms of taking care of them instead of asking them to take care of me, which is like my golden rule. And if they're not particularly good at giving direction or adjustments, which sometimes happens, that's the occasion when I want to invest further in making them feel good about it. Honest to God. That's not to say that most casting directors and directors don't give good notes, because they do, but sometimes they don't. So rather than thinking of it as an anxiety-provoking test, we have to sort of reframe that. So, making it your own, this is not like a recipe where they're saying, add the eggs, and you say, well, I already added the eggs. Yeah, in that sense, you would have to say that because you don't want to add too many eggs. But making it your own is not an on or off switch. So if I feel I've made it my own, it's such a elusive term anyway, and they say, make it your own. First, I'm going to make them feel good about the note. Great. And then here's what I'm suggesting to you. That's an invitation to take a deep breath, to accept the compliment and recognize that they like the direction that you're going in and they'd like to see you invest more deeply in that, perhaps. It doesn't mean you have to hit any particular marks. It means you can relax and be open to the impulses and see how they hit you this time around. And don't edit yourself, and let it go where it goes, or as Ray Charles used to say, let it do like it do. That's all. It's, again, I've just said this, but I say it often because we do this to ourselves. It's not a test. It's not, oh, okay, that was pretty good, but let's see if you can make it your own. Not a test. So the answer is, great, got it. Let me do it again. Sometimes they will project onto you that you've done something very different. The same is true for, and I want you to be careful how you take this advice. Sometimes you get an inept or bad note. And the reason I'm being so cautious in how I say this is that I think actors are quick to toss out an adjustment or a note and they don't know what they're talking about. And I think that's a mistake. It's, there's so much more fun and value in going, let me try that on. Let me see where that goes. That's different than what I was thinking. Let me try it. There's no reason not to take delight in a note or an adjustment. It's a compliment. It's an invitation. It's so hard for us to get that through our thick skulls, isn't it? But it's a compliment and an invitation. It's not a condemnation of what you've done. It's not a rejection. It's not, you fucked it up, see if you can get it right this time. If they don't like what you've done, they don't invite you to do it again. It's as simple as that. So please get that, first of all. If they're saying make it your own, they might be saying, well, what else would you want to do with this? it's something to relax about, not to tense up about. I promise you, it's something to relax further about. To go, I guess I'm in the room. I guess they like what I'm doing. So let me go back to this. Sometimes you get a note that you've tried on and you've thought about, even in the split second, and gone, that's completely doesn't make any logical sense. In that case, I say just do it again. Here's what happens. Sometimes when you've gotten a note or a suggestion or an adjustment, just hearing it is enough to make that adjustment. Just hearing it, getting it into your brain, putting it into the computer and letting it process will probably alter something about your performance. And here's a secret that listen, casting directors probably watch these. I'm sorry if this offends you, but sometimes people see the adjustment that they've suggested. Sometimes by just, again, being open to the impulses this time around, with the suggestion in your head and a second pass on the scene, sometimes the casting director or director will go, see, it's better, and you've not really, at least in our estimation, we have not really hit that adjustment. This is the other thing. It's an adjustment, not an overhaul. The great casting director Joy Todd, who most of you are too young to know about, a brilliant, brilliant woman who was a friend and a mentor to me. She said, it's an adjustment. It's not an overhaul. You don't have to do the scene vastly different. You just adjust the dials, adjust the EQ a little bit. So just in general, let's try not to stress about adjustments or notes or redirects or whatever you want to call them. Recognize them. Again, I'm going to say it again. Get ready. Recognize them as compliments and invitations, which they are. Nothing that I tell you is based on positive thinking, I promise. My shrink would tell you that. I'm just not wired that way. It's based on fact. This is a fact. If you think about it, there's logic in what I'm telling you. So this is, Steve, I'm so grateful for your question because it's led to a whole rant on this and tangents and stuff like that. So I thank you for writing because Steve, the question that you posed represents a whole flurry of questions that go through actors' brains when they get adjustments. They're like, oh no, oh God, not an adjustment. So I think there's room for us to change our thinking on that. What do you think, friends? I love when you write to me. Lets me know somebody's watching, and also lets me help you further and lets me clear up things that might be confusing. So that's my message, and I'll see you next week. Bye.